Alright, so here's the coil packs that I got that I was talking about I was supposed to get earlier. These are all 4 of them for the HHR, the 2.4. And as you can tell, everything's in there like it should be. You know, so on and so on. Comes with all the screws. But what I always do is, I always check to be sure everything's in there, so I don't have to have any issues. Because I bought some for another vehicle I have, and I had 3 coil packs for another car, and one of them was broke because the piece was broken off the end of it. And instead of refunding me, they just gave me like 50% off on my next order or something. Instead of send, because they didn't want to take it back because they wanted all 4, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that because I don't got 2 more to, you know, basically deal with. So we're gonna take these over to the car, and we're going to install them. And we're hoping everything goes well with these. But I did keep the old ones. I put them in a plastic bag in my shed, so where I know they are. You just push them down. I put them all in there, one at a time, so we know they're in there. Sometimes you got to push them down while you tighten them, because if you don't, they don't always want to push down. As long as your spark plugs are good, which they are good, they're brand new. It's always best to change them all out at the same time, so you know you don't have to worry about any problems, because you never know. You can have an issue where if you don't change them all at once, then something else can go bad. You know, you don't want that. Don't forget, these are still 10mm bolts on these aftermarket actually, hold on one second. I just forgot to check something. I don't know which one it was. One of them had a spring that was a little off, and I need to check it real quick. So it's not that one. Okay, it's this one. This one I need to look at. For some reason the spring is a little loose, but usually you can straighten them back out, you know. Okay. Must have been an acorn. Heard that. Always beware when you're tightening these. Do not over tighten them, because you can easily break the screws in the holes. Then they're never going to hold in there tight. I recommend not over tighten them. Also, because you don't want any issues where the coil pack doesn't stay in, and when you drive down the road it could pop out, and you really be having some issues going on. And we don't want that. Actually, hold on. Sorry, it was on the wrong setting. Alright. I want to use a 1/4 ratchet. For this. Tighten it up until it stops. That one's tight. That one's tight. And that one's tight. Now, if you give me a minute, I have to gotta fix the spring. Give me 1 minute. Problem is the spring was a little off. So what I need to do is get a flathead and fix the problem. Sorry, it's taking a little longer than expected. Because it's just completely like off. These things are really, you know, easy to fix. Give me 1 minute. All right, end up fixing it. All right, so the spring, for some reason, every time I buy it, there's always one that's a little messed up. The spring was a little loose, so I had to bend it back out. You push this one in there as well. Make sure it's in there tight. Then screw it down as much as you possibly can. This would have already been done if they didn't send me one with the damn spring messed up. It's always one. The last one I got in the last package was broke. One of them was. I'm not saying they know that it's broke. You would think they would check these things before they're sent out, or the box might have been dropped or something. Alright, and the best thing you do is that plug them back in. We'll start from cylinder 1, just so y'all know. Cylinder 1, that clicked. That clicked. That one did. Oh, come on. So did that one. Make sure they all click so you know they're secure and everything's ready. Then all we have to do is fire it up. Right at the moment, I don't have my keys, so let me go get my keys and I will be right back as quick as I possibly can. Alright, I got my keys. I'm gonna crank it up. Be sure everything's good. And that's the miles. Well, that's the miles that's on the vehicle right now. And now, it's running great. And as you know, the mass flow air sensor is not hooked up at the moment because I didn't want to put it back on without verifying that everything was going to work correctly. And she is. So now we're going to install the airbox back on. This is the miles that's on this vehicle right at this time. It's got 228,942 miles and it's 82 degrees outside. Problem solved. That's how you solve a P0303 code, cylinder 3 misfire. And now we're also going to show y'all something else. Y'all were also wondering where the mass flow air sensor is on this thing. Mass flow air sensor is right there. Take 2 star bit, screws out, and it pulls right out. Always be sure it's clean and secure before you install everything back on, so you don't have to worry about any issues there. So I got to get my, whatever I did with my flathead screwdriver, which I don't think I'll use the smaller one. Well, they ain't really much smaller, but works enough to get the job done. So let's get this baby installed. If you know your air filter's clean, you ain't got to worry about checking it. I don't ever have a hose on the end of this anymore because the new hose I bought's already breaking, so it ain't really gonna, it don't give you anything in performance or anything like that. So just be sure that you got these 2 little notches down here. Be sure that you secure it on those notches so it doesn't move around and vibrate. Especially for this hose here, you want to be sure this hose is fully connected. And make sure it's slide all the way on, which it did. And what you do is you take your flathead screwdriver, tighten it up. Now, if you don't like using flathead screwdrivers, you can use a socket on a 1/4 ratchet, which is better for this car because it's tighter spaces. But I'm not going through the hassle, cut my shit all up and stuff like that. Be sure these are tight as you can go because you don't want them popping off going down the road and throw a code. That's tight. Also be sure you hook up your mass flow air sensor every time. If not, you're going to throw off a circuit code. And as you know, there it is. It's clicked in, ready to go. Everything is set. Always be sure you clean up your mess. Then you're good. Well, I hope this helps y'all on how to solve the P0303 code, which is cylinder 3 misfire on a 06 Chevy HHR, the 2.4 LT. Feel free to comment if y'all have any questions. Just let me know and I'll try my best to answer all of them. Y'all have a great day.